Ethan here with the delineation desk. Today we are in central East Texas doing a biodiversity study on this property, and we are currently in a stream. As you can tell, the cicadas are singing to us. We're also trying to listen for birds, but a biodiversity study, basically it's a study to help enhance what you already have. So like this area is wooded, so we're just kind of gathering vegetation data, looking at different vegetation, and trying to understand how it can maybe help us in the future when whoever we are working for decides to enhance this area, if they so choose to. But another part of the biodiversity study, we're looking at all animals. We're looking at birds, insects, mammals, anything that that's moving or crawling, we'll note, and then we'll also note again the vegetation here. We'll note it in pasture areas, we'll note it in wetter areas, just to kind of get an idea of the general consensus of this property. And so some of the species we're looking at, we have Tasmanthium, so the Indian wood oak, and they're pretty distinct. You'll see these often along the riparian areas in streams and creeks and rivers. And then if you look over here, the American beauty berry here, it's actually ripe right now, and you can eat these berries. I heard they make pretty good jelly and jam with them, but they often like sandy soils, and we're pretty sandy here today. Well, at least the stream is pretty sandy. So, and then if you look at some of the trees, we have this. It's been kind of hard to see, but this big tree right here, this is Quercus nigra. It's water oak, and they often like a little bit wetter areas, and so it being along the stream bank helps a lot. And another thing that we don't really talk about in the biodiversity study, but I'll mention here, is this stream is let's back up. The streams are important. So, and it's important to keep the quality of the streams, because today we have a lot of erosion and everything else from a lot of developments and things of that nature. So keeping this stream intact, keeping the forest here, keeping the bank stabilized, it's really going to help with decreasing erosion and increasing water quality, because this water is going to travel through here and it's going to hit bigger streams, rivers, ponds, lakes, eventually the ocean, and we don't want poor quality in that. And so that's important. And then later on we'll talk about the soil portion of biodiversity in a little bit. So I'm digging a hole here. We said we're going to talk about soils, biodiversity side, the soil side of biodiversity study. And what we're doing here is we're going to collect these soils into a gallon bag, and they're going to go out for testing. And it's not just in this is a forested area, as you can see, but we also do it in other areas, maybe a pasture area, maybe more of a riparian area. We are kind of along a stream here, but every area is a little bit different. But and then we'll take samples throughout the property, and then we will ship them to Cornell, and they will test them for certain things. I think a few is soil texture. We'll test it for metals, organic matter, I think proteins, salts, and there's some other things they'll test depending on the package that you buy. But that also helps with our analysis and helps the people, whoever we are working with, it helps them understand the quality of the soil and what we can do with that soil to enhance it, or what grows there, or whatever they're looking for, that's going to help enhance that idea or whatever. And so yeah, so this is the soil portion, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this segment, and then if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, and have a good day.